In the last video, I have given you my thoughts on the Bitcoin price. This was when we were trading at 27,400 or $500. I have also shared with you in that video a very special community update that I usually only do within the community Discord, but I've shared with you all that in public on how I am cleaning up my charts starting from this to a finalized, very clean chart from here on out. The conclusion that I've pulled from that particular video was that we are ultimately very much range bound, with the upper boundary of that range 27,965, in other words $28,000, a midline at 27,400, and a very crucial support level at around $27,000. My final conclusion of this video was trade the range until it breaks. Whichever level gets hit first, I am looking to fade momentum whichever way that goes first. Now, what we have done is let's simply move over to the charts and let's mark out where I left off with that video, as this video will serve as an update on what I am looking at next and how I've been trading it and how I will be trading this next. And I will back this up with facts as usual. No speculation, just plain, simple technical analysis and correct reading of the psychology that is currently present in the market. So we were trading at around here. As we have taken out the lows of that range at the time, we've made a full rotation to the upper part of the daily level, which is where my first part of my plan comes into play. As we were ranging above there throughout the weekend, at the very end of the weekend, we saw range-bound price action. However, that is the time to zoom in and look at the order flow and get a sense of what the mass psychology in the market is looking for. And as a matter of fact, as we are at resistance, as we are gaining momentum towards the upside with many people looking for that $29,000, we saw a lot of people trying to trade the breakout, entering into massive longs right at resistance. This, for me, was a great signal where I would be looking for absorption, because a lot of people were actually going long, and at the same time price was simply not moving up. That for me was a tell that the market was going to be dropping out shortly, and thus I protected first of all my entire portfolio with getting into a hedge. And then on Monday, as we were actually starting to change that local market structure, it allowed me to get into that short, knowing that if we would drop, we would see a massive liquidation run to the downside, where we could be looking for $27,000 next, which was a part of the second part of my plan possibly coming into play, where I gave out into the group that I would be looking for this particular setup if we were touching that $27,000 region. If we do not swing failure the lows that we've put in on that particular Friday, but if we would drop down into the $27,000 region again, I would be very, very, very interested in taking a long trade, simply continuing to trade the range. Now, while I have taken a long trade today, I am now out of that trade because the trade has been invalidated. And this is really where technical analysis makes place for being able to read the market correctly and actually get into the trade and read it correctly, whether support is going to hold or whether support is going to break. So as a matter of fact, this is currently what I'm looking at right now. $27,000, this is a region, so I would mark it out more or less as a region similar to this. This is still, and it remains, a region of interest. However, at the moment, we have dropped below that region of interest. And as a matter of fact, as it currently stands, on a 4-hour time frame, we have lost support. So this is where you need to think. Do you really want to buy the falling knife? Do you really want to be in a long so so badly that you would be willing to risk something without real facts to actually back it up. Let's take a much closer look at the local price action that is going on. As a matter of fact, we are seeing local market structure. As a matter of fact, let me just simplify it and stick with the chart, right? So what happened today was we've dropped down and we've started ranging upon an important support level, to be fair. We have seen a bounce breaking out of this local range, which at the time validated my long trade. However, coming back into this range, right, and then taking out these lows without stopping whatsoever, and in the process of doing so, actually dropping further down below, completely and utterly invalidates the trade idea. Being able to read that and close out of the trade after obviously taking profits, of course, closing out of the trade and realizing that price is simply not going to go up for the time being saves you from total and utter disaster. So the current situation is, to me, very simple. As we do not manage to reclaim any kind of resistance thus far, price is more probable to simply go lower. Because what we have done is we've broken support, we have bounced, and at the moment it is even too weak to even get back above this key level, $27,000. As a matter of fact, we're simply at the moment below us. And then even on the day trading or scalping time frame, we fail to reclaim any level of significance. Therefore, the probability, as you can see, we are now currently dropping in price, right? And what do I see in the order flow currently? We actually see people getting extremely greedy, longing in a place that is very much insufficient. And there we go. We literally just saw them getting liquidated. This is the reason why I am not relonging at the moment, because I first want the chart to prove to me that these longs are correct and actually manage to trade back above this key level. And at the moment, they were way too early, and now they got stopped out, right? So this makes all the difference of being a good analyst and actually trading it accurately and correctly. So while I have now day traded this long earlier in the day, currently I am in no trades, but if we do start reclaiming some of these levels, then I might become interested in a long again, and we can simply continue where we have left off by trading this range back up to $28,000. If we do not reclaim this $27,000 level, then in my opinion, this is a major key level where if we simply fail to reclaim it, I would literally look for much lower prices with the first real resistance, with the first real support coming in at $26,000, where we simply have a golden pocket really nicely lining up alongside with much more technical levels as well, such as a weekly level and such as a volume levels, a point of control, for example. So that would be the next level where I would be looking for similar price action as that I'm looking for right now. I would be simply looking for a bounce to occur, a change in market structure where the chart is showing me some strength, because after all, the context is very important. After all, we've had a really big drop, we have had a really big retracement, and it looks like we might just reverse this latest trend to the upside, to the downside, and look for further prices to the downside next. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is really what I would wanted to update you as a follow-up from the last video that I've been giving you. If you liked what I'm telling here, if you enjoy this video, please, I would love to receive a like and subscribe from you. If you're interested in how I do this technical analysis and how do I construct a chart in detail and how do I bring everything together into one methodology and a mindset on how I approach trading, consider visiting our website, thrivelabs.io, where we have a full-fledged academy where you can learn at your own pace on how I use all these technical tools. And then we also have a Discord community where I'm going to be actively trading every single day, and I keep people updated real time on the progression of the price alongside our members that have multiple questions on, for example, how to draw a trend line. This is where yesterday I've been explaining in depth on why I think trend lines do not necessarily work very well, but if you want to use it, how you can use it, what is the best tool to use it, and on what time frame, for example, they work best. So in this Discord community, you can literally ask anything you like, and I'd be much more than happy to take my time, read through your question, and make sure that my answer suffices so that you fully understand. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next update. Cheers.